The Duke and Duchess of Sussex arrived at Morocco's iconic Atlas Mountains by helicopter this morning to kick off their first full day of engagements in the North African country. Harry and Meghan, who touched down in Casablanca last night, visited the town of Ani to learn about the Moroccan NGO Education for All, AFA, founded by British entrepreneur Michael McHugo, as their royal tour of Morocco began in earnest. Meghan, 37, was casually dressed in a £394 Alice plus Olivia blazer and skinny jeans teamed with £90 birdie slippers and a £67 blanket scarf from Wilfred, a far cry from the dazzling custom Valentino gown she wore to touch down in Casablanca last night. She later changed into a smarter look for an investiture ceremony at a second AFA boarding house, pairing her jeans with the white tunic shirt and black slingback heels. AFA builds boarding houses for girls aged 12 to 18 to ensure that youngsters from rural communities in the mountain region are able to access secondary education, a cause close to Meghan's heart as an outspoken advocate of women's rights. Students lined the streets in anticipation of the couple's arrival, and Meghan, who is 7 months pregnant, was handed a bunch of roses by 16-year-old student Hasna. During the visit, the Duchess took part in a henna ceremony, an ancient custom that is thought to have its roots in North Africa, and had a design painted on her hand to celebrate her pregnancy. The traditional henna flower was applied by 17-year-old Samira Wadi, who has lived at AFA for 6 years. At one of 6 girls' boarding houses for charity Education for All, Meghan sat down with Samira, who painted 3 delicate flowers on her left hand. Meghan watched intently as Samira quickly drew the design, encouraging Harry to watch and also to take the mint tea they were offered. "How lovely," she said. "Merci," Samira said. "It's tradition for pregnant women in Morocco to have a henna tattoo. We do it for major celebrations like getting married or having a baby. It's like the plant of paradise, so we use it to mark all major occasions." After one concerned official asked if she wanted to wash it off immediately, she laughed and said, "It will dry as we walk through." Baby Sussex was quite the theme for the girls, as they sang songs of welcome and good luck for the baby due in April as the couple arrived and left. After the henna ceremony, Harry and Meghan met some of the girls who live in the boarding house and go to school at the Lycée Grand Atlas opposite. Looking at a board containing the girls' biographies, Harry commented to Meghan, "This is very interesting. They always mention the father, my father wanted me to do this, my father that, etc." "Yes, the paternal narrative is very strong," replied his wife, who is a strong supporter of women's rights. In the computer room, Meghan spoke to a number of high school girls, including Saïda Ogbah, 18. First they chatted in English. "Your English is fantastic," Meghan told her. "You do your homework here as well as research? It's your last year of school. Do you want to go to university, and what do you want to do?" Saïda said she wanted to be a writer like her favorite author William Shakespeare. Meghan then started chatting in French to a group of girls, telling them it was nice they could all do their exams together. Saïda said, her French was good and it was a surprise she spoke it so well, but Harry said he didn't speak French at all. She was better than her husband. As Meghan chatted with the girls, one said, in English, "Thank you so much for being here with us." Meghan replied, "It's an honor to be here. I'd love to come back." What's happening here in so many places all over the world with more girls getting an education, it changes the future and changes the future for everyone, not just the girls. Harry and Meghan were then taken upstairs to be shown the girls' dormitory. Around 35 girls live in the house, one of 6 in Ani town. Education for All started off with just 8 girls in one house 10 years ago, and now houses 194 girls from surrounding rural communities in term time. Entering one of the dorms, Meghan again showed off her French. "Qu'est-ce que tu aimerais quand tu quittes l'école? What do you want to do when you leave school?" she asked. "Vous voulez aller à l'université? Do you want to go to university?" Seeing Amama Larmak, 16, and Korima Erali, 17, knitting and playing Scrabble, Meghan joined them, saying, "What are you working on?" "Oh, Scrabble. I've never gotten the hang of that." "Knitting. I've tried so hard." "Parlez-vous français ou anglais?" When complimented on her French, Meghan laughed and said, "It's high school French." "I'm trying." The couple then posed with the girls from the house outside, before walking across the road to visit their school. The Lycée Grand Atlas head house mother Latifa Eliza, 38, said, "It was very nice. We are very happy. Very exciting day for the house mothers, and the girls and everyone in the valley are very happy. It means many people in the world will know us, and it will help us build more houses and help more young girls to come to school." Another house mother, Hadija Katu, 45, explained the song the girls sang was for baby Sussex. She said, "Our song was to wish the peace for the baby and very happy to have them here. It's a dream for the girls to see them in real life after seeing them on the internet and TV. Normally we do the henna for the baby coming, wishing good life and good health for the baby to come. When it's dry she will take it off or pick it off and it leaves the lovely pattern." Later on, two little girls got their wish to meet the prince and princess after waiting in their party dresses for 2 hours. Rania, 5, and Rihanna, 2, were taken by their mother, Claire Mingham, to see Harry and Meghan as they visited the small town in the Atlas Mountains. The couple walked in without seeing the youngsters, who were waving a British and Moroccan flags, but they spotted them as they left, and Meghan immediately made a beeline for the sisters and bent down to say hello. Meghan shook their hands and said, "Hi girls, so cute. What are your names? So sweet." The Duchess also showed them a henna drawing on her hand and said, "Nice, isn't it? So pretty." The girl's mother is nurse who moved to Morocco from Bangor, Northern Ireland, 12 years ago and settled down in Marrakesh, where she also runs a health education charity. As her couple said their goodbyes, her father, Russell McCoy, who is visiting, shouted out to a laughing Harry, "No Grand Slam then?" In relation to the England rugby result. "No one did," he shouted back. During their visit to Annie today, Meghan told a group of Moroccan schoolgirls how proud she was of them. At present, few girls from rural communities in Morocco continue their education after primary school due to a host of economic and social reasons. Chatting to some of the girls that are being helped by a fan, Meghan said through an interpreter, "We are very proud of all of you. You are such good role models." Admiring the view of the mountains from the rooftop of a local hotel, Harry said, "Maybe we should move here. Amazing views. Have you all been helped to go to school here? Do you take everything back to your communities?" The Duke of Sussex later apologized to school children after coming to the classroom for the royal visit on a Sunday, as he spoke of how encouraging it was to see fathers fighting to educate their daughters in Morocco. In a lively engagement, in which the Duke feigned surprise over his wife's very obvious pregnancy, the royal couple told teenagers in Morocco to keep it up after learning that parents in rural and socially conservative areas prefer to keep their daughters at home. Arriving at Lycée qualifying Grand Atlas School in Annie, the Duke and Duchess walked down a path lined by school children, who clapped and waved miniature flags of the UK and Morocco. The teenagers had come into school on their day off to see the couple, who split up to shake their hands down the line on either side. The Duchess, who took a little longer, said, "Hi girls, how's it going? How are you?" One girl kissed her on both cheeks after asking permission, and one boy told her he too was from America before asking for a selfie and being politely declined. After greeting school leaders, the Duke and Duchess were invited into a classroom where pupils were practicing their English, using a role-play situation in pairs to solve fictional problems about their health, happiness and studies. "It's been a long time since we've been in a classroom," said the Duchess, who was educated in the U.S. One girl described how she were struggling to study efficiently, with her partner telling her, "I think you should change your method of revising." "That's very good advice," said the Duchess. The royal couple laughed at the students' animated play acting, with Prince Harry telling them, "Well done." They then heard from 5 youngsters who delivered short speeches about themselves in English, thanking them for coming to their school. Making eye contact with each speaker, the Duchess mouthed "very well done" to one young woman who beamed as she reached the end without a mistake. The Duke and Duchess both seemed particularly pleased when one student said, "I hope you like the diverse culture of Morocco," smiling broadly. When one pupil described his hobby as watching American movies, the Duke grinned and looked at his wife, a former actress. "Thank you very much," said the Duchess at the end. "You were all very impressive." "Should you be at school on a Sunday?" the Duke asked, telling teenagers who laughed and replied, "Well, we're very sorry for that." By a show of hands, who was encouraged to come to school by their father? Harry asked the class, with around 2/3 of the girls raising their hands. "That's very good to know," and encouraging, he said. "Do you enjoy it here? You all have a smile on your face and you're working on a Sunday, so it must be good." As they left the classroom, the Duchess said, "Keep it up, all of you." In a second room, where the Duke and Duchess met privately with staff, one teacher congratulated Meghan on her pregnancy. Sitting next to one another, the Duchess' bump visible through her open jacket, the Duke turned to his wife and pulled a face of mock shock. "Surprise," said the Duchess. "She's pregnant?" joked the Duke. The couple were affectionate through the engagement, Harry placing his arm around the back of Meghan's chair in the classroom and holding hands outside. Out of the football pitch, where they watched a mixed-sex team play football, the couple strolled the length of the pitch before stopping to talk with goalkeeper Salima Bazes, 16. Speaking what she later described as all sorts of languages, the couple gestured to her ring finger to ask if she was married or engaged, as well as talking about her football skills, age and name. "We spoke all languages," she said afterwards through a translator. "I couldn't figure out what they were speaking. It was mixed all together, signals and gestures. I was very happy to get to speak to principals of royalty. It's a lifetime experience." The royal couple then joined the British ambassador in the center of the pitch as he delivered a speech in French announcing that the embassy would be donating sports equipment to the school. The Duke then suggested a whole school photograph, gathering several hundred pupils aged 12 to 18 around them in front of the goal. The classroom teacher, said that the visit was very precious to the people of Annie, adding they had shown a spotlight on its problems and successes. "My students all did great. I'm very proud of them." Later, at another Education for All boarding house, the couple met its founder and Harry officially invested Mr. McHugo with an MBE, awarded in the New Year Honours List for his work improving gender equality in education in Morocco. Mr. McHugo first visited Morocco in 1973 and later started running educational adventure holidays in the country. He set up his NGO after meeting John Wood, the founder of a non-profit organization dedicated to promoting education called Room to Read. The prince couldn't resist joking around with the red velvet cushion that Mr. McHugo's medal had been resting on. He pretended to put it in his jacket pocket and said, "SHH." A member of the British Morocco Society, Mr. McHugo first visited the county in 1973 and started an educational adventure holiday firm, Discover, 5 years later. In 1995 he purchased the ruined Kasbah du Toubkal, now open as a hotel, which is run on a sustainable model and benefits the local community and well as setting up a family. The British ambassador to Morocco, Thomas Riley, had earlier handed Harry the coveted decoration to pin on Mr. McHugo's suit. The prince then read out a citation on behalf on his grandmother, the Queen, congratulating him on all the work he had done on behalf of gender equality. Mr. McHugo thanked him and his wife for coming here and shining a light on the issues he was so passionate about. He said afterwards, "This visit will help give international publicity to the work we do and will help us raise money to build more boarding houses. The recognition for Education for All isn't about me at all, but it's wonderful to have had Harry and Meghan come out here to shine a light on it. Is just incredible." He was teased by the prince, who said he had heard that he didn't wear a shirt and tie very often and probably couldn't wait to get it off. "That's true," he said. The couple landed in Morocco for the start of a 3-day visit to the North African country on Saturday evening, and spent their first night as guests of the King of Morocco in one of his palatial royal residences. The couple were 2 hours late for their welcoming ceremony following the knock-on effects of an earlier delay to their scheduled plane, and were welcomed to the country by Britain's ambassador to Morocco Thomas Riley. Heralding the royal couple's arrival in Morocco, Mr. Riley said, "It's hugely exciting to have their Royal Highnesses the Duke and Duchess of Sussex here for the next few days, and I'm really excited to showcase the vital roles that girls' education and youth employment are playing in shaping modern Morocco." When we began planning for this visit, I had a very clear view in my mind of the story we wanted this visit to tell. It's the same story we've been telling consistently at this embassy for the last 20 months since my arrival here, Mr. Riley added. This official visit by the Duke and Duchess of Sussex will highlight Morocco's focus on women's empowerment, girls' education, inclusivity and the encouragement of social entrepreneurship. From a girls' education project in the high Atlas Mountains, to programs working with children with disabilities and young people with mental health challenges, to meeting with young social entrepreneurs, their Royal Highnesses will be shown firsthand the transformational impact of community-based programs and Morocco's changing social attitudes towards women. Tomorrow, the couple will visit the Moroccan Royal Federation of Equestrian Sports before attending a cooking demonstration with one of Morocco's foremost chefs in Rabat. Concluding their packed tour in Rabat, the couple will visit the Andalusian Gardens where they will hear about youth empowerment in Morocco from a number of young social entrepreneurs before heading home.